Hi, I'm Alex. If you're new here, welcome. If not, welcome back. Wow, I have not said that in a long time, which is sort of true, but also sort of not true because I have picked up the camera and tried to film so many videos in the last like 8 months, and I think only 2 of them have seen the light of day, so that's that. So I thought maybe we could catch up, talk about how 2024 was since I was kind of absent from here, and my goals for 2025. So hi, I'm Alex. If you've never watched my channel before, I am a 27-year-old data / research analyst for a nonprofit in New Jersey. I live in Connecticut. I have a 7.5-month-old daughter and a husband. I love to read. This has been a booktube channel for a few years, but it's had moments of being like a Disney vlog channel and just like lifestyle as well. So being a mom now, I feel like I don't have as much time to read as I did when I was trying to like make this a booktube thing. So I think my channel is probably gonna shift a little bit. Although we are sitting in front of the bookshelves today. So I think my plan is going to be to start just like filming whatever makes me happy. So there will be some book content just because that's what I love. There will be some like family vlogs, although I am not showing my daughter's face on the internet. Other than in like a private setting. So don't expect to see her face at all in videos if you see her in the background at all. Baking stuff, one of my goals for this year, as you'll hear, is to open a small business bakery. It's something like my husband and I have been discussing for a long time. So yeah, basically in 2024, I had a baby. As I've said a couple times already, she was born in May. I spent quite a bit of time in the hospital in April, and it was kind of a traumatic pregnancy, to be honest. We were in the hospital a lot, we were at the doctor a lot, there were a lot of complications. At one point we thought we were delivering at 32 weeks. There were some crazy things that were happening. So now that she's here and she's perfect and she's wonderful and she is the sweetest, funniest, smiliest little girl. She's so smart, and on top of being like the cutest thing ever, people tell us all the time she looks like a doll. So that's really fun, but that's basically all we did in 2024. There was some travel, there were some like house projects, but the whole year was focused on her. I did read 95 books last year. I found my new favorite book series, which I'm sure I will end up talking about more than once this year, especially because the last book in the series comes out at the end of January. So that's that in terms of reading. I think we're gonna move into my 2025 goals now, and it's so funny that I'm talking about this because I have them all written down in a notebook, but I still haven't moved them to my 2025 plan. I got this super cute, and if I remember I'll put in a picture of it, but I got a super cute bow planner for like $5 at Marshall's, and it is gorgeous and beautiful, and I can't wait to use it, although obviously I have not yet. So my 2025 goals, the first one is to get a cottage baking license. That is the license that allows you to bake in your home and sell it outside of your home. I believe all states require this. I could be wrong, but I know all states have different rules, and Connecticut's are pretty strict. So we'll see how that goes, but I did also just start my sourdough journey. That's not anywhere in here because I started that after I planned for the new year, but maybe there will be some sourdough videos, who knows. My second goal is to sell one baked good. I would like to spend the summer at like farmers markets and stuff. I think it's just a good way to get outside, but also to make some extra money, obviously. So I would like to sell one baked good. I know I'm setting the goal small, but I think in the end that'll be the move. My third goal is to use our Walt Disney World annual passes one more time before they expire. Mine expires on October 1st. We've only used them for 6 days so far, so I would like to use it probably during like one more week. I have lots of PTO. We have the ability to go stay at our timeshare. All we get to pay for is flights, so it should be fine. I'm really, really fingers crossed hoping that this can happen. Number 4 is to read 79 books. This is my first like reading goal for the year. I know 79 sounds like a really random number, but basically I was thinking my reading always starts really good at the beginning of the year, so I'm really motivated, and then it'll like sort of trickle out. So 79 allows you to go 12, 11, 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 in terms of how many books you read each month. That ultimately adds up to 79. And if I did the math wrong, blame mom brain, but I'm pretty sure that's what it is. Number 5 is to write 1 chapter a week until a book is finished. I've had a lot of ideas for books over the years. I have even gone as far as writing like 30 to 50 pages of 3 or 4 different ideas. And I think I finally have one that is going to stick, that I am happy about, that I am proud of. So I would like to start writing that this year. It's January 4th, and so far I have not opened Microsoft Word, so we'll see. Number 6 is to have $1,000 in an emergency fund at the end of the year. I had this emergency fund built up, and then I had to buy a new car, so my emergency fund is gone. I am already like 20 or 30% of the way there, so I'm expecting this to be done in the next like month, to be honest. The next is to increase my credit score. I'm not going to share the number that I have as a goal because it's kind of sad and a little embarrassing, and maybe I'll talk about finances in another video in the future if that's something people are interested in. But I do need to increase my credit score before September of 2026 because that's when the lease on my car is up and I'll have to run my credit again for that. Number 8 is to pay off $5,000 extra in debt. My debt is rough. I have a shopping problem, and I'm working on it. I also have a Starbucks addiction. I'm also working on that. Anyways, that makes my credit card debt not good and my student loan debt not good. So if you see me buying books or doing big clothing hauls or something this year, please comment and yell at me. Next is to create a budget spreadsheet that I personally can use and will use every day, and also that I can sell as a template on Excel. I know a lot of people do this, and being a data analyst and a self-proclaimed Microsoft Excel expert, I feel as though I should be able to do this as well. So that is something that I want to do this year. Next is to complete 75 schmedium, and I'm calling it that because I think most people would hear this and think that's 75 soft, but to me it's going to be really hard. So we're calling it 75 schmedium, and we're starting on Monday, which is the 6th. I think I might edit that and start after my husband's birthday because his birthday is like in a week and a half, but we'll see. My 75 schmedium rules are going to be to drink 100 ounces of water every day, to read at least 25 pages every day, to eat 3 meals a day, which is probably going to be the most challenging for me. That's my diet on this, is I simply just want to eat 3 times a day, because right now I eat once, maybe twice, and I know that that's not healthy, and I want at least 2 of those meals to be cooked at home. I want to work out 4 times a week with a weigh-in every Friday. I want to make our bed every morning, have good like hygiene routines, so things like oral care, skin care, this is going to sound gross, but if you're a postpartum mama, you understand. I want to shower more often. I feel like I put that on the back burner and I really shouldn't. And then I want to stick to a budget, which probably will also be hard, but I don't think it will be as hard for me as the eating 3 meals a day thing. Okay, moving on. My 11th goal is to go to 1 workout class per quarter. There are so many new workout studios by us and I want to try them. So I didn't want to set the goal super lofty. I have in the past set it to 1 per month, but A, that's expensive when you're on a budget, and B, it's a lot of time for somebody whose baby is not predictable yet. So maybe when she starts like sleeping in until the same time every day or something, that would be a more realistic goal for me, but for now it is not. Next is to spend 500 hours outside. I got sucked into the TikToks of the people trying to spend 1,000 hours outside, and now I would like to set an outside time goal. Luckily the first 2 days of the year were so nice and beautiful. We're already at like 3 hours or something, which is awesome. So definitely want to spend more time outside this year. Our baby loves to be outside, so I'm sure this summer we'll be outside a lot. Going along with that, I want to walk 500 miles. I think I've always been in much better shape when I am walking all the time, so I think by setting this goal for myself, I hopefully will be inspired to go on more like audiobook walks or something, obviously to take the baby for walks, and we will be able to walk 500 miles. Next, I want to try to start a mom's book club in the town that I live in, which I actually posted on the mom's Facebook page last night or yesterday morning, I don't know, and asked if there's one that exists. And honestly, I just don't like the books that they pick every month, so I'm going to start my own, and I have like 8 or 9 people who want to join it, so that's exciting, and we already got a head start. Next, I want to make challah every Friday that we are home. So obviously if we are traveling, if I am in the office, on the rare occasion that that happens, there will be no challah. But on any Friday that I am home, I want to make one. Did this for the first time this Friday, and it was the best challah I've ever made. So I think that is the universe telling me I need to keep doing this. Next, I want to cook 25 new recipes this year. I love cooking, but I feel like I get very stagnant in the kitchen, especially because I am a creature of habit and my husband is a picky eater, so we don't branch out and try new things very much. I do a lot of baking new recipes, but not a lot of cooking them. Next, I want to complete our baby's food list. There's a list of 100 foods that they think your baby should try before they're 1 so that their palates are expansive, and we have a lot of foods left, some that I've honestly never even heard of to do, and 4.5 months to do it, so I definitely would like to focus on that. Next, I want to create a safe and fun playroom for our baby. It's something we're working on right now. We have a front room that was going to be a formal living room. That was the plan, but honestly we have so much crap for her now, and like so many toys, especially after the holidays, that she just needs her own space for all of those things, and also that it's safe for her to play in and baby proofed and all those things. So that's one of our goals for the year. My next goal is to post 25 videos on YouTube. I didn't want to say like, oh, post every week, because I feel like that's too stressful for me. So I'm aiming for every other week. And I am allowing myself like 1 break sometime throughout the year. So we'll see how that goes. I may upload way more than that. I may upload way less than that. We'll see. Next is to crochet something. My husband's aunt started teaching me how to crochet in 2021. And I thought it was fun. She bought me all the stuff to do it. I have a bunch of yarn. I have all the crochet hooks. I have some like starter kits of just like little projects. I am still considering buying a Woobles because I know a lot of people say that they're a great way to learn to crochet, but $30? Like $30. Anywho, moving on. Next is to reduce my physical TBR by 30%. So I believe, and I just bought some new books, so this number may not be fully accurate. I also just crossed a few books off. I believe the number is around 80. It might be a couple over, it might be a couple under, but I believe that it's currently around 80. So I want to reduce that by 24 books. So I want my TBR to be at 56 books at the end of the year. And that includes buying new books. That's not just like I need to read 24 books off my TBR. I need to read and keep off 24 books from my TBR. So that is the goal. Next is develop good routines. You kind of saw this in my like 75 medium, but I want to have a good morning routine and a good night routine. I want to establish a good skincare routine. I feel like my skin looks the worst it ever has, and a lot of that is because I just have been so bad at drinking water. But I would like to do something to fix my skin because it's really bothering me. Next is to get passports. It is the year that my husband is up for his passport renewal. My passport renewal is next year, but I do need to change the name on my passport still. That was one of the things that I really slacked on. And then we need to get a passport for our baby. We have thrown around the idea of maybe going on a cruise if we can improve things financially, so we'll see. Next is to get back to my pre-pregnancy weight, and this has an asterisk because I weighed myself like right before doctor's appointments started, and I know at that point I had lost a bunch of weight in that first month because I couldn't eat. So the weight that I'm trying to get to is what I weighed in at my first doctor's appointment, which is in fact less than what my actual pre-pregnancy weight was, but we'll see. It's around 25 pounds basically that I would like as a kickstart. And then the last goals on here is to make a majority of meals at home every week. This is not me saying we are not eating any takeout. This is not that at all. This is simply make sure that out of the 21 meals you eat every week, 11 of them should be made at home and not out, because that ratio has been off for a long time. And then because I think a lot of the people who subscribed to me cared about books, here are the 25 books that I want to read in 2025. Last year this was his own video. This year is getting included in this. I also made a pretty long TikTok about it, so I will leave my book talk in the description. But in the meantime, I will share hopefully a shorter and sweeter version with you. So starting with the books that I already own, because I realized that my prioritization of books tends to be new releases. So 18 of the books on this list are things that are being released in 2025, and then the other 7 are things that have been on my physical TBR for a long time. They are downstairs though, so I will just put pictures up. First is The Atlas 6 by Olivia Blake. This is one of the first books I bought when I started filming books, when I started my Bookstagram account, etc. So I've had it on my TBR for a long time. It's been in my blank number of books to read in blank years, I think since 2023. And it's time. We're doing it this year. It is going to happen. Next is Flawless by Elsie Silver. I feel like literally everyone has read this and everybody loves it. After reading the Knock 'Em Out series, I'm a little more excited about the small town cowboy romance. And it's on Kindle, so it's super easy to click into and read if I have nothing else. Next is Dance of Thieves by Mary E. Pearson. It's one of those books that if you ask me, like, what on your bookshelf do you think you're gonna like the most, my answer would be Dance of Thieves. So I'm really excited about that. Next is Lightlark by Alex Astor after seeing the special edition version that just came out, and I think just Target, but I could be wrong about that. It is beautiful and it makes me want to read the book. My camera battery's flashing. Oh my god, I have to go faster. Next is You Deserve Each Other by Sarah Hogel. I actually started the audiobook for this today and I'm around 20% through, so that one is for sure going to get done. Next is Out on a Limb by Hannah Bonham Young. I've owned this for a while. I thought it was on Kindle, but it's not, but I really want to read it because the premise of it sounds good to me. Next is The Ballad of Never After by Stephanie Garber. This is the second book in the Once Upon a Broken Heart trilogy. I read all of Caraval and Once Upon a Broken Heart last year, and I really enjoyed them, so I definitely want to get to this one this year. Moving on to my anticipated releases. First is Onyx Storm by Rebecca Yarros, the third book in the Empyrean series. Next is House of Burning Frost by Olivia Goldenstein, which is the fifth book in the Kingdom of Crows series. Next is Deep End by Allie Hazelwood. That's her new book next year. Then Sky and Sparrow by Bryn Weaver. It's the third book in the Ruinous Love trilogy, so the one that starts with Butcher and Blackbird. Next is The Charlie Method by Elle Kennedy. This is, I think, the third book in her series as well that starts with The Graham Effect. Next is Sunrise on the Reaping by Suzanne Collins. This is Haymitch's story from the Hunger Games, and I'm so excited for that. Next is Say You'll Remember Me by Abby Jimenez. I have officially read her entire backlist, so I can't wait for a new book to be out. I love her so much. I think she's officially my favorite author. Next is Great Big Beautiful Life by Emily Henry. Her last book fell a little flat for me, but this one sounds like it's going to be more like Book Lovers and Beach Read, which I absolutely adore from her. Moving on to It's a Love Story by Annabelle Monaghan. I feel like she gets better and better every book she puts out, so I'm sure this one is going to be great. Next is Accomplice to the Villain by Hannah Nicole Mayer. This is the third book to Assistant to the Villain. The second one is actually sitting right here. I haven't read this one yet, but I'm sure I'm going to be thrilled for the third one. Also, the third cover is so cute. Next is Famous Last Words by Gillian McAllister. One of my only 5-star reads in 2024 was Wrong Place, Wrong Time by her, so I had to add that one to this anticipated need to read list. Next is Atmosphere by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I think this is going to be my favorite Taylor Jenkins Reid book, so we'll see how that goes. It's about the first woman in NASA. Next is One Golden Summer by Carly Fortune. She is a hit or miss author for me, so we'll see where this one lands. Next is Story of My Life by Lucy Score. I read my first Lucy Score books last year. As I mentioned, I read the Knock 'Em Out trilogy in 2024, so I wanted to read this. Next is Sounds Like Love by Ashley Poston. She's consistently a 4-star author for me, so I'm sure it'll be a good and fast read. Next is All Shall Mourn by Ellie Marney. It's the third book to None Shall Sleep and Some Shall Break, and I have been waiting for it for so long. I can't wait. Next is Love Arranged by Lauren Asher. It's the third book in the Lakefront Billionaires series. They've been okay to me so far. They're a little long, but the stories are good, and Lauren Asher always hits. Last is Fearless by Lauren Roberts. This is the third book in the Powerless trilogy. I think it's the last one, too. So that is going to be it for this video. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed it. I promise I will be here more consistently this year, and I will see you in the next one.